Brighton won, West Ham won at the Amex. West Ham give up a 1-0 lead to lose under controversial circumstances. People talking about handballs in the build-up, VAR, robbing West Ham. We'll give our opinions on that. And the game as a whole, another point, which, Scott, you was saying would be a great result. Are you feeling the same?
No, because of the way we threw it away.
Hmm.
You know, the 11, a bit unsure about it at first, but the system seemed to work. Rodriguez coming in, I thought he'd done all right. Fernandez, was brilliant. I just don't know, mate. I feel a bit gutted, really. I really do. We defended really well. We played well in the second half, and we let ourselves down a little in the end, I think. And I think Nuno let himself down a touch with them last 3 substitutions. I think that's what killed us. We try to see out a result, and we're no good at that.
We always seem to do it is like a 1-goal lead, and we seem to just sit back and invite pressure on and let teams come at us. And it's just dangerous. Like we'll get to what we think about decision, but everything about decision, we were asking for it. Like the goal was coming, and it's not good enough. You got to go for the second.
Yeah, no, look, I agree. Look, if you'd have said at the start of the week a point at Old Trafford and a point at the Amex, you probably would have took it. Brighton are a bogey team for us. We've beaten once in the Premier League. But I agree. I think the subs at the end sort of killed. I think we could have gone for the second. I felt we was on top, at that point. And yeah, it's just difficult. Like, if you'd have said to me this morning, especially when I see that starting lineup, would you take a point? I'd have snapped your hand off for it. But I think the 3 points were there for the taking. I think we've thrown it away, really. And it's two crucial points because 1-0 up, we was out of the relegation zone, and now we find ourselves 2 points adrift again. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, look, there's a lot of controversy around should it have been handball. Obviously, it is accidental. I don't think it was either. But when it goes against you, you're hoping that they're going to find something. I mean, it probably would have been better whether it was either, I can't remember whether it was Mavropanos or Tadibo went up for the header when he done the overhead kick.
Yeah, Mavropanos.
If he'd have gone down holding his head, we probably would have got something from that. But
that's one time where you don't want your players to be so honest because they might have pulled it up. But yeah, we've seen them given. I personally, I don't want to see goals ruled out for that. It's not something that I want to see. Like if that was given as handball against us, I'd be fuming.
Yeah.
It does hit him below the sleeves. His arm's there. But to retroactively rule out the goal, I think it would have been harsh. Personally, I get why fans are aggrieved, but again, like that's one of them ones. It can go either way. Like if it's if it's ruled out, then you go, "Oh, right, well, I guess that's the rule." Like, so I don't want to have to be relying on that. We shouldn't have been in that situation. We should have been going for the second goal. And that's what we should have been trying to do because it's like Bournemouth, right? We got the 2 goals. And we just went super defensive, invited them on, and we got what we deserved. Today, we got what we deserved because we got what we asked for. The
thing is, I thought we defended brilliantly. And Tadibo once again had a great game, and like Brighton didn't have a shot on goal, and that was their first shot on goal all game. And I think to myself, you go there, you get a 1-0 win. You've done well to stop Brighton. Brighton Brighton didn't play well. That's probably one of the worst Brighton performances I've ever seen against us. Like,
but I think we didn't let them play well, right?
No, that's the thing. Yeah, and I've got to give credit to Rodriguez as well because when I see his name in the starting lineup, I was thinking to myself, why? But I thought he'd done all right. He done well to help Fernandez in there breaking up play and Paqueta as well. One thing I would say about the starting lineup was I was very surprised to see Somerville starting. Bearing in mind he's been out for a couple of games, I thought he maybe would have been on the bench, and he probably would have been a better option to bring on, like later on in the game. But
I was surprised with Magassa because I thought he had a man of match performance the other day, and he's you want to take that momentum, you want to carry that, we want to build on that for him. Somerville, he done well. he's got to work on that finishing, man.
Yeah.
He's got to work on that. He gets in a great situation. He can the pass to Bowen. It was on. I think Dunk was bearing down, so Dunk could have potentially intercepted. But just get it on target, like just get it on target at least in that moment.
That's the thing. Like you said, you look at the way the system and all that, the way we set up, having that two up top looked really good with Paquetá sort of playing in the hole in behind. It looked good, and you sit there and think, okay, I get. As I said to you, I put in the chat before with Wilson how he sort of misused Wilson against Liverpool, took him off too early against Brighton, left him on too long against Liverpool. And I think we've paid the price there because that system that we see there with a Bowen and Somerville, that would have been nice to see a Wilson and Bowen or a Wilson and Somerville and to mix it up like that. But it worked. And like you said, the best two chances in the game before we scored both fell to Somerville. And the one he put wide was the worst miss for me. The 1-on-1, the keeper done well. It was good save by the keeper, but the one
that was offside anyway. That one, wasn't it? The first one was offside.
Yeah,
but he should still put it away. He should still put it away, like even if it's offside or not. I know it ain't going to count, but yeah. And
the keeper played well. To be fair, he pulled off that amazing double save where Somerville does the overhead kick. He saves the Bowen shot, and then Somerville on the overhead, which is going in. He gets up and double saves that, so he's done well. And Wilson makes an instant impact. So that's like Nuno, I think, done really well up until the last three subs and just how we managed the game.
Listen, I think he got the 11 right. I agree with what Ryan was saying. It was strange to see Magasta drop out, but he learned. He put Rodriguez in with legs around him. And I thought Rodriguez played well. Kilman coming back in, I thought he had a fairly decent game. So
I think Rodriguez did okay. I think, I mean, that yellow he got was, let's be real, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I think that yellow was taking one for the team.
Yeah,
but I don't see it as if like they was gonna like we had like 3 players or 2 players back and like they had numbers on us. Like
it's not that he broke up the. They was on top at that point, and he broke up the play just to sort of let us get back into position while the referee was like booking him and that. So he's taken one for the team there. Yeah, it's a silly yellow card, but
he knew he was going off. That was the planned substitution to take him off and bring Potsy on. And the thing is, that's what I liked with that, right? Because it was the right time for Rodriguez to come off, and it was a good swap. It was then the Wilson one coming on. I put in the group chat. I don't know whether you see it, Dan. Like 5 minutes now, the game needs Wilson. You see that instant impact. 51 seconds he's on the pitch. He gets an assist. They were the right subs. It was from that moment. Then you've played this way. Yeah, we left players up the field, which is what something else we've been crawling out for a while. We're playing a bit higher. And then he makes the 3 subs that didn't really need making. Do you know what I mean? I get Magassa coming on, freshen legs in the midfield. You've then got 2 fresh players in there. But to take off Fernandez, who I thought was man of the match for us, was a bit crazy.
He was.
I know he's played. I know he's played a lot of football. The young lad coming on at left wing back for Doof. But I just thought. You've got the position that you've got playing the way you've got, and then we try and sit off, and then we just get deeper and deeper, and same as
mate.
And
you could see their goal coming, couldn't you? And you just knew it was going to happen. Yeah. You could see it.
I'm not buying this. He's played a lot of football, so we're going to take our best players off, or we're going to drop our best players. Like at the end of the day, you look at it. Say Arsenal going for the league, right? And they've got a very narrow lead. Are they going to take off, say, Saka or Rice in a crucial game? No, you're not going to, because you need your best players. It's 1-0. So at the end of the day, you keep him on. Worry about the other games and the fitness later. He's 20, 21 years old. Same with Potts. Same with the young players. And we're already now. It's not like that we've played. We've not played hardly anything in the Carabao, right? So we went out the Carabao first round. So we've been playing 1 game a week, and now we're starting to get a few fixtures close together. We're all of a sudden worrying about resting our better players. It's madness. It makes no sense.
I agree with you there because I thought that's why Potts and Magassa should have started. I agree. They're young. You know, they might say Potts has played a lot of football, but he's young. You know, as long as his recovery's right, I'm sure he can play 90 minutes every week. Magassa,
he didn't play much football to start the season, though, did he? Like
that's what I'm saying. Magassa man the match performance the other night. He would have been buzzing to start again today. So to find himself on the bench, probably fucking disappointment. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Dan's died on
it. Yeah,
no,
had enough.
the thing is, mate, is I can't really grumble with that. I get, you know, I was surprised with Magassa and Potts being left out. I really was, but I can't grumble too much because the system worked, you know. And
I get what you're saying. Like it's easy to say it now that the game's finished, you know. So, but yeah, no, look, I don't know. I agree with what you said, mate. We dropped too deep towards the end, and you could see the goal coming. It's disappointing, but I think before the game, if you'd have said, you know, a point at the Amex, a place where we don't really do well, I think we won there once. You know, we've beat Brighton once since we've been back since they've been in the Premier League. So it's it's just difficult, isn't it? Because the 3 points were there for the taking, and it was a great finish by Bowen. I think if anyone was going to score for us today, it was going to be Bowen because you could see everything was sort of falling to him. And then, like Dan said, the keeper pulled off a great double save. It was a good shot from Bowen. It took a deflection, but then the reaction from Somerville, you know, he's probably hit it too well. That's why the keeper. He's straight at the keeper, isn't he? If he scuffs it a bit, it probably goes in the top corner, or you know. So
I think Bowen needed that goal. I hope that really helps him kick on and get back because we need him because we are starved for goals in this side.
He was getting frustrated, weren't he, Bowen? A few things he tried when he took paper when weren't coming off. So hopefully this gives him a bit of confidence again. You know, I thought sometimes the decision making in the final third let us down a little bit. We overhit a few passes. There was a couple of times I think Somerville could have put one in for Bowen and he chose to shoot. I think there was another one with Bowen where he could have cut it back but didn't. You know, it's them little things, them fine margins. But do you know what though? I feel sorry for Areola.
Yeah.
What has he got to do to keep a clean sheet? You know, I thought he was brilliant again today, and we just can't seem to get that clean sheet.
Yeah, it's because we invite on pressure.
Yeah,
because that's what we do. We can't see games out because we're like, right, you have all the ball and you have chance after chance after chance after chance. Keep sticking it in our box and see what happens. And you let them do that. Eventually, it's going to go in. I will give Nuno some praise. You know, even though we said them third round of subs weren't good, he obviously brought on Mayers, gave him his debut, gave Kante his debut. So he's giving youngsters some debuts. Which is only a positive. We've always cried out for that, and we're starting to see it. So really important. I would love to see Fearon come back and get his Premier League debut, because we ain't seen him since he looked really good in pre-season. So I'd love to see him get a chance. But it's good. But Urfi, I'd like to see some Urfi, and Marshall again, because if we're not playing Wilson, I wouldn't like to see us play a striker. But yeah, so that's a positive. But the point, I can only be happy with points until we start winning. Like in hindsight, like we go and lose to Villa, we go and lose to Man City. I can't sit there and go, "Oh, that's a great point because it's Brighton. That's a great point because it's Man United." Because then by then we could be 8 points adrift. Like, you know, we can't keep looking at the opposition and going, "Oh well," you know, because there's most teams are better than us. So any team really that's better than us, you can say, "Well, that's a great point because they're better than us." We're like bottom three. So there's
I agree, and I'll go back to what I say all the time. Like it might have been good getting a point at United and today, but I'd rather have won one, lost one because you get 3 points instead of 2. You know, when you're down where we are, we need points. But look, it's a hard one to take today because a little smash and grab win at Brighton would have given us confidence going into that game next week against Villa, who are flying. You know, they beat Arsenal yesterday. You know, you got to put them in the title race at the moment, in you? Like, they're going to be a very difficult team to come up against as our next game. Probably the worst team we want to play at the moment. So, look, it's as you said, it was good to see like Myers get his debut. But it's difficult one to take.
Yeah, I think if Nuno gets that starting lineup right, look, I think we're defending well. It's all going to be how we manage that game. I think that's going to be the key to if we want to get something out of it. It's going to be so hard, but we've got to have a little bit of belief in ourselves that, like, overall, I think like we've not been shit. Like game after game, I can't say we've been we've just not turned up. Even Bournemouth, right? First half we played really well. It's game management decision.
Yeah.
So the players are putting a shift in. The players are turning up week in, week out, to be honest. And so that's not our issue. So we know we're going to turn up, but it's how we approach the game, how we manage it when we're winning or when we're losing. That's key.
We just need to learn to concentrate for 95 minutes until the whistle goes. We just seem to get ourselves in these positions, and then we just throw it away, and that always seems to happen when you're at the bottom of the league. If we was in the top 5 or 6, things like that don't happen. It's just the way football is, unfortunately. But we're doing it to ourselves, and that's the worst thing.
The thing is, I look at it this way, right? We got to look at the positives we've seen, right? The Bournemouth first half, good. Nuno messed that one up. Liverpool wasn't good. We never turned up. But since then, the Man United performance was really good. Again, if we were a bit braver, maybe we nick that. And today, the performances are good. The performances are coming around. You summed it up there, Dan, when you said the players have stepped up, right? Areola's stepped his game up. He's been far, far better the last few weeks. Tadebo's stepped up. Mavropanos has come back in, has been good. Wan-Bissaka's now seeing the Wan-Bissaka that got player of the season. The players are starting to believe. We just need the manager to have a bit more bottle about him. Yeah, and believe that if plan A is going right, stick to plan A. Don't go to plan B. And that's what's let him down. Straight away, he's took them opportunities and he's bottled it a little bit. So, I've been very critical with him and I'll continue to be when I need to, but I'm going to praise him for the things he got right. I said it was a brave decision with the 11. He got that right. I thought we played well, but again, he let himself down at the end. So we look at the positives, 2 decent points away from home. Yes, we probably should have ended up with 4 out of the 2 games. But if we play this way against Villa, I know Villa are playing well. They've got Europe in the middle of the week on Thursday. So they're going to. We know ourselves. Sometimes when you play in Europe midweek, you get a bit of a European hangover. We've got to take advantage of that. And if things are going right and we're looking good and playing well, Nuno's got to realise, no, let's not try and hold it out. Because let's just keep doing what we're doing. I know it's a lot when you look at other teams, but one of the things Fergie was always great for at United is even if they were 1-0 up, they'd take a striker off for a striker. They wouldn't try and hold. They'll just continue doing what they're doing because then the defence has got to think about that striker. Fresh legs coming up against tired defenders. I'm not comparing us to Manchester United back in the day, but sometimes you've got to have positive substitutions and brave substitutions. And I think that's where he's letting himself. He's not been brave enough at the right points.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Totally agree.
Yeah. So, listen, obviously we've got post-match pints where we're going to get a lot more in depth and look at things and obviously watch the highlights back and really pick this apart and talk about the state of West Ham. Well, Nicky's doing fan cams now, so look out for those. So yeah, hopefully, like I said, we can have a very good December and start picking up some points. Let's hope we can do it. And the other teams falter because Leeds and Forest have some winnable games coming up.
Yeah, so I think that's another thing. Yesterday, when I looked at I was watching the Leeds game yesterday when I was out, and just to see the fight and the spirit they had, that's what worries me because I feel like because they've got Ellen Road, they're going to pick up their points at Ellen Road, where we seem to be better away from home than we are at home. So
yeah. That's what I said yesterday. Any team that we're playing at home, I'd rather play them away. Villa, I'd rather play at Villa Park. I'd rather play at Craven Cottage when we play Fulham. I fancy us more.
I think what we've got to look at now, I think if we can get past this Villa game and then look at them next 4 games after that, I think it's Fulham, Brighton, Wolves and Forest. Right? Them 4 games there.
And we've got Man City as well, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I keep forgetting we've got that.
Villa, Man City, Fulham. Brighton, Wolves,
So
Forest. Yeah,
if we can still be in the hunt to get out of that bottom three by the end of Villa and Man City, them 4 games after that are going to be massive in our season and will dictate to what's going to happen, because all 4 of them games are all winnable in the way that we've played and what we saw today and against Manchester United. You know, Villa and City are always tough fixtures, but them 4 games after that, we can get out of them 4 games with 9 points. It's going to put us in a big, big position, I think.
Yeah, mate, 100%. So let's see what we can do. That's all we can do. So like I said, back tomorrow for PMP. We're going to really get in depth, and I said look out for fan cams. So listen, thank you all so much for watching. And one thing left to say: check out OK Jerseys. That's the 2 things left to say. One, check out OK Jerseys, and the other, come on you irons.
Come on you irons.